Well, we put in a call to the hospital. No word yet, but maybe that'll be a story for us tomorrow. The baby who made it right in time for the blizzard.
Okay. Thanks, Jill, for that report. You know, we have a similar story that Kimberly Whitehead stumbled upon, which we will tell you a little bit later about. Another labor in that snow.
My oldest son especially loved this weather, too. He was out playing in it this morning. Couldn't build a snowman, though. It wasn't wet enough to...
It's very dry.
That's
very
right.
Dry. Well, up next on News 13 at 6, we'll be checking in with Ed Yarmer. He will have the latest on that transportation situation.
And Kimberly Whitehead will have a live update on emergency services around Central Virginia and an amazing story about an expectant mother making her way to the hospital.
And, of course, Tab will be back to update us on when the snow may be letting off. But first, here's what you had to say about Blizzard 96. Well, the storm may not be officially closing some of the roads in our area, but that doesn't mean they're safe for travel.
Not only have many of you chosen to stay at home and out of your cars, but many forms of public transportation are shut down as well. News 13's Ed Yarmer is standing by live with the latest. Ed?
Well, Jeff, when the hard snow started coming down last night, the situation here is that the entire state of Virginia, as far as public and commercial transit is concerned, is locked up until further notice.
I'll say.
I should say, yes.
Thanks for that report, Ed.
All right.
Well, they don't get the day off no matter how bad the weather is. Emergency crews always have to be ready.
And tonight they're on alert more than ever. News 13's Kimberly Whitehead has been in and out of the hospitals and other emergency services all day and joins us now. Kimberly?
Noreen, that's right. They're on alert, but a bit frustrated with the weather. All they can to get to you, to help you if you're in need.
Well, let's hope that they don't have to do that too often this evening. Now, Kimberly, I understand when you were at the hospital that you heard a pretty amazing story yourself, similar to the one that Jill heard.
That's right. A mother went into labor. She was from Appomattox, Tevin.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, Kimberly, for that report. Glad to hear it came out right.
While many of us are just trying to fix you for that report.
Now, if you live in Central Virginia and you rely on Meals on Wheels, the agency says it's been advised by VDOT not to travel during the next 2 days. So an agency spokesman is recommending that you make use of those emergency bags that they gave you earlier in the week, and they want you to use those Monday and Tuesday, I guess until further notice.
First was the government shutdown, endangered that program, and now the blizzard of 96.
Yep. You're right.
Well, Bell Atlantic is asking you not to use your telephone unless the call is an emergency. Officials say many who tried to make calls today experienced a slow dial tone, and that's due to an overload in the system. It actually sounds as though the phone is dead, but actually it takes about 10 seconds to hear the dial tone.
All right. Well, now Tab is here. He's the one who caused this, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh, yes. Blame it on him.
Actually, I believe you did have a very accurate forecast in this.
It is no light dusting.
No light dusting. It's very difficult to forecast wintry weather here in the Mid-Atlantic because we literally are right at the convergence of what comes in from Canada and the moisture that comes in from the Gulf Coast and then wraps around at the Atlantic. This system, however, was relatively simple to forecast because the jet streams were coming along right in place. Everything was there to bring us this system. You know, we're calling it a blizzard of 96. Blizzard-like conditions. The snowfall is actually much greater than we got back in 1993 with the big snow there, but there's one benefit to it. It's not as wet and it's not as icy, so we're not seeing as many power outages and downed trees as we did back in 93.
However, though, when the wind picks up, isn't that going to cause a major problem for this dry snow?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, I'm going to take a look at that for you coming up in a couple minutes. But Dave Cochran, of course, our other weather anchor, has been in the background here at the Weather Center, and he's going to take a look at our current conditions for us. Dave?
That's right, and it is fairly cold.
This coming Thursday and Friday.
Well, the drifts we're talking about, like very, very tall drifts we're talking about even on Monday.
And rain, though, will that cause even more of a problem, or will that wash away?
No, those temperatures below freezing. The rain basically is going to put a frozen crust on top of the snow that's out there right now.
Looks like we'll be working Thursday and Friday, too.
That's right.
We're always working on these days.
I'm kidding. All right, thanks, Ted.
Sure.
Well, thousands of businesses across Central Virginia have already decided not to open their doors tomorrow. Some don't even plan to open again until maybe Wednesday morning.
And Lynchburg City officials say that's a good idea. They're encouraging businesses not to open tomorrow or Tuesday, saying the fewer the number of people who have to get out, the better.
That's right. News 13's Toby Cook joins us now live from one business that does not plan to close. And he's near the corner of Ford Avenue and Wards Road at the Waffle House. Toby?
Noreen, you have to go through a lot of things in a storm like this, and you have to go without a lot of things. One of the things you don't have to go without if you live close enough to the Waffle House is the coffee and the waffles and the bacon and the eggs that they serve that you did not get filled before the storm started.
Well, it seems like everybody comes together in a time like this. Now, Toby, in light of what the city's asking businesses to do to close Monday and Tuesday, do these places feel a little odd about staying open?
Well, not at all, because they say that it was their duty to stay open. They are a service industry. And truth be known, the city is mostly talking about a lot of those businesses that have a lot of employees, and they didn't want to get a lot of people out on the roads. However, these handful of employees that work at the Waffle House or Daybreak or other restaurants probably won't affect it as much. And after all, they are staying open to feed people who might go hungry otherwise during this storm.
Looks like they have some visitors right now. Thanks, Toby.
Yeah, thanks, Toby, for that report. Well, still, Shannon Powell is live inside Lynchburg's Emergency Operations Center. We'll check in with her when we come back.
And still more closings and to come. But first, here's another thought from a local Hill City resident on Blizzard 96. Welcome back to live team coverage of Blizzard 96 right here on Virginia's 13.
Time, of course, to head back out to Lynchburg's Emergency Operations Center, where Shannon Powell is standing by. Shannon, what more can you tell us?
Well, Jeff, at this particular time, everyone is pretty busy around here. You know, when you have nearly 20 inches of snow on the ground, you need a team that's already devised a plan in order to get out there and clear the roads and take care of any problems that may crop up. Back to you in the studios, but they are telling everyone to stay off the streets tonight, be careful, and they are working overtime overnight to make sure the streets will be clear so that everyone can try and get back to a normal lifestyle, at least by Wednesday or Thursday of this week. Jeff, back to you.
All right, thanks, Shannon. Of course, we haven't had too many power outages at this time, so it looks like hopefully not too many people will have to use those space heaters.
So far, so good. Some cable out in the area. Scattered cable outages, but we can live without that. Unless, of course, you're watching football games.
No cable. No cable.
Get that antenna on.
I'm
That's
going
a good
through
thing to do
withdrawals
today.
here. Exactly.
It's okay.
I'll make it.
You'll
I'll
be
make
all
it.
right.
When we return, we'll take. That's a look at sports. Dallas in the NFC Championship. They'll face Green Bay.
Big game.
A surprise game yesterday.
Exactly. The Packers knocking off, and a surprise game so far today. Indianapolis not only hanging with Kansas City, but beating Kansas City.
All right.
And
Let's
here's one
get your
little
head
fact:
shaved.
no dome team has ever been to the Super Bowl, much less won.
Aha.
Might happen
Interesting to watch.
eventually.
It could. It's got to happen sooner or later.
Thanks, John. Well, there are more closings still to come.
But first, we talked to some people who, instead of hibernating, decided to dig themselves out of the cold and help others on this blizzard of 96. Now time for one last check with Brandon Pickett.
Brandon, you've been out in this blizzard all day. It's still coming out just as hard as it was this morning, isn't it?
It sure is. It's not as cold. This morning I had to keep my hat on or my ears were going to fall off. But it's not as cold as it is, but it's still coming down and the wind is picking up. Now usually on Sunday I'm in church in a nice warm pew, but now I'm knee deep in snow. As you can see, the drifts here come above my knee. Now I'm not a very tall man, but still that's very high. So please be careful as you go out. That's really what everyone's been saying. It's great to see a lot of people helping each other, but if you can, stay inside. It's better inside than out here.
That's true. We've been very lucky. We've
That's
had
right.
all of our crew members outside, and that you, Brandon, out there all day. We're very lucky to be in here. We're grateful for your work.
Well, actually, it's been fun to be out here, and the people who, the road crews who have helped us, and the officials here in Lynchburg have been so helpful for us. And that's kind of neat because they say this kind of emergency, although it's dangerous and although it's not nice and you don't hope for it, it brings us all together, and that's the nice thing about this day.
It certainly does. You know, when I was coming in on my ride into work, everybody's just waving and waving, and I guess it's because we're all in the same boat, and that brings us all together.
I can sympathize, Brandon, because I was up into the snow, up past my knees,
you
so I know
was.
exactly what you're talking about.
All right, thanks, Brandon.
Well, most people are staying indoors because of all this mess, but some people are finding it easy to get around.
That's right. We spotted some cross-country skiers, and we're going to take a look at those. They were running down Rivermont Avenue this afternoon. They'd already gone 3 miles when we caught up with them. They say they rarely get a chance to do this, but they decided to go ahead with it because this opportunity they just couldn't pass up.
Yeah, we just decided to go out today and visit friends. We thought it'd be kind of cool to visit friends today.
And so how far have you gone?
This will be about 3 miles. 3 miles from the house, yeah.
Of course, we spotted quite a few sledders and tubers out there, although I don't know how you get around in it being this heavy.
This is what it's like living in Minnesota or Scandinavia.
You saw a lot of carrots out there.
Carrots?
Tubers.
Oh.
I've been
Little
here too
snow
long.
humor.
Very little.
Very little.
I've been here too long. Wanted to let you know, I just got in from the Weather Wire that in Roanoke, they did set another record, 22.2 inches of snow from 1 p.m. yesterday to 1 p.m. today.
Before it's all said and done, what can we all expect as our max? Do you have an estimate?
It's heading up there nearly 2 feet for the average probably across the area with as much as 30 inches. The blizzard of 93, for example, in Lynchburg was 13 inches of snow. Lynchburg's record was 17 inches of snow. Already Lynchburg is at 21 inches of snow. So this is definitely exceeding by far any snowfall that we've gotten in the past.
Yeah.
So we'll look into the forecast again real quick, and let's take a look and show the folks what we can expect during the next 24 hours.
See, being from the Midwest, I thought I'd gotten away from all that kind of weather. It just followed me right down here.
You brought it to us.
Thanks, Ted. And if you do have to venture out this evening and you need to go anywhere in Virginia, there is a number that you can call that VDOT has for road conditions, and the number is 1-800-367-ROAD. That's 1-800-367-ROAD. I believe they give you the conditions for all the major state roads. I mean, you couldn't find out how your little back road in Bedford is, but you can.
And they update those on a regular basis, too, so don't worry about that being a problem.
That's right. Well, that is our report for tonight.
Yes, keep it here on Virginia's 13 ABC for all your latest snow closings and cancellations, and, of course, the latest on the weather.
And we'll have an update again tonight at 11. We'll both be back. See you then.